Your pacing back and forth is definitely not making it easier for us to hunt. No, you've got that nervous energy going about you. Honestly, kind of surprised with as tough as nails as you always like to act. Oh, honey, I don't mind you being a little hard on me. In fact, I quite enjoy it, but having a little difficult of a time trying to get my actual work done. Now, will you sit down and be quiet? Darling, sweet face, that was not a request. Sit down now. I hate to get to growling and snarling, honey, but you can't exactly have a lioness duchess not being listened to, can you? Well, the wildebeest herd has moved, my dove. It's what happens with hunts. Things don't always go to plan. That's why we have binoculars. It's why we have excellent senses of smell and just... Is that what the problem is? Are you smelling me going into heat? No. Well, you're 100% right if that is the path that you're... No? Well, no, it's about the time for me to start thinking about having kittens, I guess, but... Well, of course they would be my husband's. Why would I? I get it. Listen here. You have become a pet of mine, I guess. Master, slave? I saved you from certain death. They wanted me to eat you, but unfortunately, I still have to service my pride. Any offspring of mine would have to belong to that of the pride. We get to have fun times outside of that, and sadly that means no fun times for a little while for you, perhaps. We shall see. It's all up to the Duke. He may decide that he has others in his harem that he's interested in. No, he has no problem with you being around. In fact, he said I've been less grumpy since he's discovered that I've been going to bed with a little bit of Humpty Dumpty, if you know what I mean. Hump, heavy on the... Anywho. Sorry, I guess I'm not as good with the jokes today. I'm a little distracted looking at those hoof prints. You see, they go down to the right when the watering hole's down to the left. This means that they found either new grazing ground, which is still perfectly good for hunting, or they found another watering hole. Our money is on watering hole, which means there'll be less predators. Oh, honey, I don't mind having a couple of extra people in for the group activities, if you know what I mean. But the problem is, if there's too many predators and not enough prey, people get antsy. They start making stupid moves that make it to where I'll go hungry. And while I do so love exactly how you feed me every night, sausage is one of my favorite meals. Unfortunately, the rest of the pack doesn't exactly just want fresh milked sausage for their dinner. And even I find it to be more of a dessert. And it is such a sweet dessert. Pardon? Well, what's wrong with me kissing you on the forehead like so? You are such a good boy for me. Even though you try to act so tough. You know you don't have to be tough around me. As much as I threaten, unfortunately, you have become the one who I adore the most. Your company is so relaxing. It's so easy to be with you. It's so nice to have companionship of your sort. Well, be that as it may, this is one of the most important functions of the pride. Well, yes, you were brought to me as food. No, I did not participate in that particular hunt. But that wasn't an animal hunt per se. That was more just looking through our village. Were you from a close by village? You were definitely of the kingdom. I thought so. I thought you were outside of the main village. You were out hunting for your own death when my guards found you. They figured you'd be the perfect meal for me. We love the strong ones. To intake your essence, and well, I guess I still intake your essence. I still won in that regard. And being around you makes me feel so much stronger. Oh no, that is the belief of our people. Being around stronger warriors makes us stronger, which then allows us to be able to go out and find even stronger warriors. I guess it's a self-fulfilling cycle. Speaking of cycles, though, again, you are definitely not going to be able to be in my bedchambers for much longer. At least until the Duke makes a decision. He'll make one quickly. No, I definitely don't want to. What do you mean, run away? That's not an option for me. I'm a lioness. I'm a part of a harem. I belong to the Duke, just as you belong to me. Love. This is more lust than love, at least currently. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with us keeping each other's... Oh, do you hear that? Oh, it sounds like our hunting party's pulling up. Well, yes, no. No, I'm not trying to avoid the conversation. You're not wrong. Not hardly. Not in the slightest. What's wrong with us just enjoying each other's company while we have each other? What's wrong with loving each other in the ways that we can love each other for now? What's wrong with any of that, my dove? I see nothing wrong with it. I think nothing wrong with it. Let's go. We can't... Well, maybe it's I who don't want to have this conversation right now. Have you thought of that? I have a life that I have expectations put upon me. I have to hunt where I can. It's one of the most important functions. That's the pride. And I don't get to do it often. I'm always tending to our armies. It's my job. And I have to tend to the Duke. And I have to watch my people. And I have to... Well, no. I do have to take care of myself. But what is that of you? I take care of you. I make sure you're fed. I make sure you have plenty of water. I make sure that every single one of your heart's desires within reason can be met. I didn't leave you in the palace because I knew you'd have nothing better to do than to contemplate your existence. And honestly, you've done enough of that for many lifetimes. I wanted to bring you on something more intimate, more... I would say our relationship's pretty intimate. Fine, we'll have it your way. We can have this conversation. Maybe not the best to have it now when there's little ears all around. Well, no, the Duke doesn't mind any of us having lovers on the side so long as we do our duty. Run away. I can't do that. Some of us can't just run away from our responsibilities. You hide your head in your fantasies and your ideas of what life should be, but some of us have hardened things that we have to do. No, I'm not putting you down. I'm not trying to be cruel to you, but it's not... If it was so easy that I could just leave the Duke, I would have done it a long time ago. I don't get the option of love, as in living it. I get love in fleeting moments like now. How about we just enjoy the here and the now? That is something neither of us have ever done. I enjoy being around you. You enjoy being around me. And we allow this to be what it is. See? I get to enjoy your body warmth on mine. You get to enjoy my lips on yours. I get to enjoy the way you 1,000 miles stare right into my eyes, as if I can't actually look right into your soul. You get to enjoy my fur rubbing up against your soft skin. You get to enjoy feeling my nice, sweet, muscular body pressed against yours. And I get to feel, meow, your nice, rather plump, long, overdue excitement that how we have them put up the tent. And we just enjoy this moment for a little bit. And then we continue with the hunt. Or we're more successful at nightfall anyways. We're just following tracks right now. The scouting party can easily do that and send someone back to us to tell us exactly where to set up for the takedown. Well, exactly. While we set up for that takedown, perhaps there's something more that can be taken down in here. I get it. You're not exactly a lion. But I can absolutely teach you how to pounce. Oh, looks like you've already learned some of it. Ooh, watch the ears. Hey guys, Xena Alexander here. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I really like this character. Basic inspiration. Oh, Xena, should you tell this story? I really like this character because I've frequently felt like I've had responsibilities in my life that kept me from doing the things that I wanted to do. I wanted to quit my last job for years. Hated it. I hated everything I was doing, but got to pay bills, and I had some family members who were in some tough positions, and I was helping them out financially because, didn't have anyone I was too responsible for, and they were struggling because, gotta love this economy. And not living life for me. And honestly, this channel got me to the point where I have been last couple of months living life for me, like actually getting out and having fun and doing stuff that I wanted to do. For those who don't know, I worked in like events and also with YouTubers and Twitch streamers. And I went to some of the coolest events in the world, but I never got to enjoy them because I was running around from station to station. I was writing out reports about people who were fighting, people who snuck in paraphernalia and other stuff. Like, I got to go to all these cool cities, but like all I ever saw of them was when I was landing and when I was taking off, when I was going to a hotel. I never got to experience much because by the time an event was over, it was on to the next event, which is not as fun as it sounds. So, did a lot of traveling, but didn't do a lot of living. And I thought that would be an interesting aspect to add to this. And also just have the listener who also has gone through a lot of trauma, similar to me too. I'm honestly on kind of both sides of this spectrum, but to where you become kind of numb and you're just reacting and dealing with the circumstances handed to you. Having this breakthrough and being like, why don't you just change what you're doing and like have them help each other? So it's not a specific singular instance that this is inspired by, but a combination. I want to say my thank yous to the people who, seriously, guys, like, I really appreciate you guys more than bacon, like a lot. Because you guys are making it to where I get to live my dream, and I know how rare that is for people. So this means a lot. Dr. Scroob, thank you so much for the $5 super thanks when the video, or super chat when the video premiered yesterday, and to Cosmic for the $5. Sorry, it was £10 and then $5 from Cosmic for the super thanks. You guys can always leave super chats when they're live, super thanks on videos, and it helps out my channel a lot because YouTube likes channels that has fans that are showing that they are going to support the content, but you also don't have to do it. Never feel like you guys have to. If I talk about my Patreon, anything like that, you guys do not have to do that. Don't ever feel bad. It's okay if you can't. I've been homeless. I used to dig through trash for food, rolled dice on botulism for the night. I would never ask someone to do something they can't. I would never be upset with someone for doing something that they can't do. It's not a big deal. But it just blows my mind that you guys are willing to do it. So if you want to, I won't turn it down. That's something I'm trying to work on too. And then I guess lastly, I did do a Patreon drop last night, which I thought was really fun for those who like feeding the pack and group activities video. I did a part 2 that absolutely could not go on YouTube, and it is currently up and on my Patreon. And I have to check here for the platinum. Oh yeah, we're at max on platinum. I can open up maybe 1 or 2 more. Like, it hasn't been too taxing on my time. If you guys are interested on Patreon of signing up for the platinum tier, the link is in the pinned comment below. Lastly, murder mystery. I'm going to be announcing that most likely on tomorrow for the Discord server. If you guys want to come see who done it and who got Xena, we're going to have several other VAs that are going to be on hunting down to figure out what happened to Xena and trying to save me, which I think will be fun. It'll be fun. Anyways, I love you guys more than bacon, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.